'cause you were born with mischief in your eyes and fire in your veins.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to part 1 of my November wrap-up. Now, it is the 15th of November when I'm filming this, but technically, I've already read 11 books because I read a bind-up of novellas, and I decided to review all the novellas on their own for the channel, so let's just get into it with the first 11 books that I had. And I'm doing 11 instead of 10 because I think the novellas are going to be quick reviews. They really are quick reviews. But, oh wait, I read 5 novellas. Because the first one is actually the Tailor from this series, the Grecian Trilogy. But the Tailor by Leigh Bardugo, I cannot remember the number for this. Wait, I have the number. 1.5. So, yes. And I really enjoyed this glimpse into Genya's perspective. It was really interesting seeing her thoughts of what was going on in this particular moment. And, I ended up giving this novella 4 out of 5 stars. After that, I started my Shadowhunters power read by reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This was so good. It had plenty of WTF moments. And I loved it so much. I loved the whole WTF thing so much. I'm absolutely hooked on the series even after the first book. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars, and actually I ended up watching the movie after I read this book. Guys, don't watch the movie until the end of City of Glass, I would say. A lot of stuff got spoiled for me for the series because I watched the movie. Because they have no regard to the fact that there's more books. Yeah. But after that, and after I watched the movie, of course, I read City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. And this one was also so good. I'm just obsessed with this series now, honestly. Yeah, that's literally what I said. That I'm obsessed with the series. And this one had amazing action in it. And, again, 5 out of 5 stars. And after that, of course, I read City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. This one was absolutely crazy, and actually quite a bit of major detail that you read in this book got spoiled in the movie. I'm not going to get into it because I want you guys to go read the series. It's such an amazing series. I'm only 3 books in currently, on the 15th, because I am working my way through finishing Winter by Marissa Meyer, and then I'm going to finish Clockwork Angel because I was told to read them in publication order. Yeah. But this one was absolutely crazy. I seriously can't wait to see how they pull this book off in the show, because there is some major action and some major illusions that they are going to have to pull off really well in the show. But again, I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. After that, I read a book I borrowed from my library that was highly suggested to me by my best friend Christy, and that is What You Left Behind by Jessica Verdi. This was an amazing book. I was completely sucked in reading this, and the author dealt with the subject matter in this book very well. This is about a teenage boy who had a girlfriend who died of cancer, but while she was, while she was still alive, she actually had a baby, and that is why she could not go through chemo, so she died giving birth to her child. And this is about him moving on from that while also being a single father, and it is a bit of rough subject matter because you have to deal with the cancer aspect and the almost suicide aspect, because she might have lived if she didn't have the baby. So, you know, it's rough subject matter, and I feel like Jessica handled it very well writing about it. And I actually ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. Pretty much, this whole wrap-up, besides the Tailor, is 5 out of 5 stars. Just saying. And after that, I read Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. And actually, I had read one of the other novellas that I'm about to review before this, but I'm putting this here before I do that. But this was such an amazing book. It kept me sucked in, and I absolutely loved this being a LGBTQ book. I think that's how the genre is called now. When I was growing up, it was just LGBT. There was no Q. I don't even know what Q is. Sorry. But this was amazing. It was an amazing coming out book. It was very entertaining, very, very easy to read, and it was just awesome, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. After that, I read Happily Ever After by Kira Cass. Now, this is the selection series novellas. This has the Prince, the Guard, the Queen, and the Favorite in it, but then it also has extras. It's got a couple stories in Celeste's point of view. It has amazing pictures in it. It's got a bonus epilogue in it. It talks about what happened with the rest of the girls that were in the elite. And it also has a story from Lucy in it. So, it's just an amazing book. I totally was worth getting. So my review for the actual book came off of the extras, and then I reviewed all 4 of the novellas by themselves. But I'm gonna go through the novellas first, and then I will review the full book, because that also, yeah. But The Queen, which is the first novella in this, they go in order of how they were released, I think. Like, 0.0. So, The Queen is Amberly and Clarkson's story of how their selection went, and I loved getting to see that story. It was really cool. I mean, it was a very condensed version, but at the same time, I don't think Kira Cass would ever make a prequel trilogy to this, saying, like, showing their full story. But it was amazing insight into it. It was really well written. She put what we would wanted in there. It was like really what we needed. So, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The Prince. Now, I have already read The Prince and the Guard before reading this, but I decided to reread them and review them because in this, you actually get 2 extra chapters to The Prince, so I was very excited about that. But I absolutely loved The Prince. I loved Maxon's point of view, and the extra 2 chapters were so worth it. You know, you can tell exactly where she cut it off. You could tell that after chapter 6, it was done for the, original bind-up and for the original story, but then she adds in 2 more chapters of his point of view, and they're just so awesome and so worth reading, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, which was my original star rating for it as well. The Guard, did not change at all. I did read this again, but there was absolutely no change to it, and all I'm really going to say is I loved Aspen's point of view. There was such awesome detail in this. There is in the whole book, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The Favorite, which is the final book in, well, the final novella. I know a lot of people did not like the story. They felt it was unneeded. I loved it. It was Marley and Carter's story. It was how they met, how they fell in love, everything, and in the end you actually see why they are so close to the royal family in the air. It's so worth reading, so I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Whole series, amazing. All the novellas, amazing. So now, overall for this book, I love how in the start of each of the novellas, all 4 novellas, Kira actually wrote an introduction talking about her thoughts when she wrote them, why she picked these 4 characters to write, and it was just awesome having that little introduction into each of them that you don't get to see unless you read the full bind-up. And the artwork is really, really pretty in this. It helps you picture the characters better because, you know, it's actual scenes from the book. I'm trying to find one that would be good. This is one from The Favorite, and you have Clarkson and Marley there. It's just, they're very pretty. They're very simplistic. They're in black and white, but they're just so pretty and worth looking at. I really loved all of the extras in this. I could talk about this book forever, probably. Overall, the whole entire book, I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. With that being said, that is it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye, everyone.
'Cause you were born with mischief in your eyes.